My pain is your song. And you're a sharp shooter, yes, you cut straight to the bone. Oh, Walter the Kid, don't do me no wrong. Oh, Walter, when I first moved out to West Cherry Lane, I went to fetch me a drink at the lemonade stand. With my last old nickel, I had to my name, but old Walter, that pumpkin, knocked it out of my hand. Walter the Kid, you've done me grave wrong. Now I'm down on my knees, fumbling through the law, trying to find my nickel to quench my deep thirst. Other outlaws I've known, but Walter, you're worse. Now I don't mind bumming around, having a bad name in school and in town. For Walter, he's rough, he's tough and he's tall, and he flunked the 3rd grade 'cause he's got no brains at all. Walter the Kid, don't do me no wrong. Your words are your pistol, my pain is your song. And you're a sharp shooter, yes, you cut straight to the bone. Oh, Walter the Kid, don't do me no wrong. Now my little sister, she's the sweetest little thing. I always kept her hid from Walter's rough gang. But one day I heard a rumor, now I'll never understand why my little sister would be holding Walter's hand. Walter the Kid, now you're a dead man. Meet me after school behind the lemonade stand to fight for my honor and my sister's good name. I know she'd never do the things that you claim. I went there after school, shaking in my tennis shoes, heading for a fight that I knew I was bound to lose. Said goodbye to my mother, I kissed her sweet hand, saying I'm leaving here a boy, but I'll come back a man. Walter, you punk, have you no dignity? That's what the schoolgirl screamed as it pulverized me. But the word went out throughout this land that there's a boy on Cherry Lane who's a mighty brave man.
All the time now, I just sit here and watch the carpet grow. Waiting for my favorite Chips episode. Pepsi product fried my mind. I did the do so many times now. I just sip on water, juice, and herbal tea. I get the shakes at night in convenience stores, and still that on me. The girl I once loved, her curls, they were brown, and the flash across her face as her feet stepped the ground. They shook through her hair. The girl I once loved, her curls, they were brown, and they flashed across her face as they stepped through. The girl I once loved, her curls, they were brown, and they flashed across her face as her feet stepped the ground. They danced through the night to the soft echoed sounds, the whisper of trains in small northern towns. I met her while schooling, she was only 18, and I was no older, no wiser to be, entranced by her motions and her cold mystery, bound by her beauty, but she was bound to be free. I'd been alone, but she'd been well fed, and finally set tables where father sat head, and mother spoke boldly of household affairs. Brothers and sisters exchanged their dull stares. She had a beauty like a soft winter's night, as black as the city, as cold as the ice, as free as the wind that shook through her hair. And there was none other to her could compare. So I took to her beauty, and we took through the night, laughing and running and hiding in fright. And the trains, they should by us, they flew by so fast, but I knew come morning the nights come to pass. Of darkness, the night run its course. The dawn cracked in sorrow, and parting was forced. And she tiptoed so quietly, so her feet wouldn't burn, to the ears of her mother, and all nights she'd learn. Well, I wanted to keep her, but that couldn't be. So I talked about leaving and taking her with me, but her family wouldn't have it, and they wouldn't have me. So I packed up my troubles and I busted free. Friends, if you're wise, you'll listen to me, 'cause I've been through the school and I've earned my degree. Love will be faithful if you keep it unstained by the burn of your passion and the pride of your pain. Now that I'm weary and I've wandered away from the sounds of the city and the breeze of the bay, and the touch of her beauty as she stood by my side, I'll unpack my troubles, I'll lay down and cry. This is my story, and I tell it quite well, though it pierces my brain and drives me like hell, and it twists up my nerves, and it leaves my throat dry. And each time I tell it, I feel I could die. alone. But if I get sober before the night falls, or if I ever get sober at all, there's one thing I can promise that I'll never be the constant reminder of proud mental peace. But on the edge of the city, I stood there that night, and I hoped and I prayed and I wished that I might return from my journey with wisdom and wealth, and win back this beautiful girl for myself. But now that I'm wiser and the years past the door, her memory, it shakes me, but it binds me no more, and her beauty's done past me like the setting sun's glow. And I can lay down my troubles and walk home alone.
What kind of sunset is this? Coyote with a distant kiss, and my best friend by my side can't say my name. What kind of sunrise was that? Woke me in my baseball hat and shoes on my feet, wet with rain. You can sing your lullabies, ride on your horse and watch me cry, but I can't run like you. Stained glass walls plead my case. Coyote hides my face, and the girl by my side wants my soul.
Welcome to the
Well-
Paul Gubbins Radio Show from the basement.
This is a grand finale.
Grand finale.
So,
Paul, can you wiggle my wires for me?
Okay, let's start with this all over again here. Let's Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, we still have to wait for Studio Left to come in. Wiggle wires.
Wiggle wires.
This one.
That's, I have a hollowness in my. I have left ear, but no right ear.
Yeah.
Oh, came and went.
Came and went. How about over here? What if I wiggle this?
Nothing.
But wiggling your knob over there. Your own.
Oh, I haven't. I
Yeah.
didn't know they have. Oh, there you go.
Is that helping?
That
Okay.
helps immensely.
Okay. There you go.
Now that it's the last show, I know that there's a knob to adjust the volume here.
Yeah. Well, I think I should remember showing it to you at first. We're a little loud. Not you. I
I'm
mean,
a little loud.
But I think we're okay here. I did sound check before the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's. Let's just not know for a little bit whether anybody's listening or watching. You know, this is a grand finale. It's going to be the season finale. It's so exciting. Everything's so exciting.
It is quite exciting.
I'm relaxed and calm. I had some tea, had some chamomile tea with honey in it, and I enjoyed that very much. I meant to have it on here with me so I could sip it,
Cheers.
but I drank it all beforehand. I'm kind of gluttonous when it comes to my herbal teas. I just go for it.
Go for it.
I chug them. Go, 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 go. Love
Well,
that
I mean-
herbal tea.
It's only a few ounces. It's not even that much. So
But yeah, I guess that's true.
I'm going to turn myself a little bit because
I know
don't-
it's a little odd.
I'd rather look at you
then look at me.
than look at the
you,
then look
me.
at the camera.
Then look
and-
at me. Look at me. You'd rather look at me than look at you.
well,
Well,
something like that.
okay, maybe I'll turn a little
Look
bit
at
too.
you.
Where's I don't know. We're missing our. I mean, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure what's going on at this point. Should we click around? Should we keep talking?
We can
Doing
keep
a radio
talking.
show is a lot like juggling. Is one thing I've learned through 18 years of radio showmanship.
Yeah.
Is that it's like juggling. You have to talk at the same time that you do other things with your hands, controlling radio show equipment.
Without letting the listener know that you're doing things.
But in the case of my radio show, they do know that I'm doing things.
They're watching you.
Because there's a camera right there. And so they see
Sure
us. Yeah. So how are you feeling how are you feeling about the end of season 1 here? You
Well,
feeling-
Paul, I'm my only questions are, when does season 2 start?
when this I'm not even sure what season 2 is going to be like, you know.
And why do we call it season 2?
Oh, yeah, here, bring it over here. There you go.
Hey,
there she is.
Yeah, look at that.
There we go.
Welcome.
Look at that. She doesn't have man hands.
Welcome to the Paul Gubbins Radio Show from the basement. And get out of here.
That's how I hold her out in front of people. So, look, she doesn't have man hands. Look at her. No man hands on that woman.
Nope.
She's got little lady hands. She can't even open a bottle. Little bitty lady hands. Okay. So I don't know. I thought about different things, doing maybe a split format radio show.
Split with what?
Because what I really want to do, what's changed in my life over the
Yeah.
past week, I've had a really big change.
Tell me about it.
And I don't want to do anything anymore, anything at all. I don't want to do anything except play bluegrass music.
Well,
And my fingers they're not too, like they're sore. And when I do the dishes, there's like little red patches. I've got new lumps on my pinky.
yeah.
And this one, I've developed a new sort of side callus. They're not bleeding or anything, but I think they might be if I hadn't already had such
Super calloused fingers
built
from
up
picking.
for so many years. But it's just been really fun. I've been I acquired some. Look at this tangled mess here.
That is.
How am I gonna?
You'll
It keeps
never-
getting worse. I do have to fiddle with this just a little bit. This is the juggling part I was talking about earlier. Everybody see how I'm doing it. I'm talking.
Yeah, you might.
I'm
You might
keep-
pull yourself forward just a couple inches to
kinda get back in the-
return to the camera.
Here.
Or
See.
I can move the camera.
We're gonna. If I get too close, though, it'll be like we're gonna start nibbling on each other's necks or something. Remember, like how you asked me to do that one time?
I I certainly don't remember
Okay,
that.
maybe that was somebody else.
I hope it was your wife.
This is a big mess.
That is a long cord.
Well, I need
that cord will go all the way into the living room.
Well, we don't have. This is man with a long wire. Is that skit? So okay, what was I talking about?
You were talking about the format being a split format, and the only thing you want to do in your life is play bluegrass.
Yes. Well, I just started. I'm just trying to finger pick and.
I
Doing
see
some-
the Alvarez is out.
Well, I was playing. I played through my other guitars. I think I need. What do we need? A little bit less on. Just give that a little. If we're gonna be close talking,
Are we close
I
talking?
think a little bit. We're a little bit close talking. Well, that's kind of nice. So I kind of played around on all my other guitars, and then and that one I've had since I was 18.
That's
so
a very nice guitar.
17, wasn't 18 yet, and so I played that one the most. I got the most time in it. So I started playing on it, and I was finger picking at first on my other guitars, and I was finger picking on the banjo a little bit, doing little. I'm learning Cripple Creek. You know that song?
No. I'm sure. I might recognize it if you
Well,
play
it's
it.
everything. It's every song.
Is it?
I can play about half that speed, maybe. Or, Earl Scruggs or whatever played it like twice that speed.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it? Is that it?
That was it.
So I've just been playing that song, and I started off just barely being able to do it, and I was just finger picking on these other guitars, and I finally got back to that guitar, and got out a flat pick, and I was like, I want to be finger picking it because it's a lot of fun, and it's like but I just can't. It's like boom, I'm like pulling.
You can't manipulate your fingers in certain ways.
Well, my fine motor skills aren't real quick. And so when I can get the twitching going though. So in that fast stuff, you can get the twitching going, and you're kind of. So I went back to a flat pick. So that's the news. That's the update on what kind of pick I use to play the guitar. And when I got back on that guitar, it was like all of a sudden I was like, whoa. And I've just been, if I get playing for an hour, I'm like playing like I don't remember playing since I was young, And then I get back to. I doubt I can do it. I doubt I can play very good for the show here with the big lights and everything.
You're planning on playing for the show tonight?
Well, I'm just going to run through a little bit of it. Just the little quick stuff I've been working on. And then I watched a video of, what's his name? Doc Watson Day? Dr. Watson? Dr. Guitar Man Watson or something. And then Leonard Lemoy Scruggs. What's his name? And his boys and all the boys were sitting around him, and they were all playing Cripple Creek. And I was like, well, I could be sitting there with them playing.
Yeah.
And they could get to my break, and I'd play it, and then we'd all laugh. But we'd have a good laugh about it,
I always thought the amazingness of Roy Clark.
Oh, yeah.
Roy Clark could play at an immense speed. He had such skill.
Yeah. Did he use a flat pick? Do you notice?
I don't
Or
remember.
did he use his little fingers?
He probably used his fingers. But, I mean, he probably had the skills enough to do both.
Well, but it's just, it changes. It's different
Well, he played
styles,
he played different styles also.
Yeah.
Like he was known for he could play classical guitar very, very fast, and he did so on that was one of his things he did.
Yeah. He might have originally been a classical guitarist. He probably was. Roy Clark sitting at home. Now it makes me like Earl Scruggs. That's who it was, I guess. And his boy was sitting there, and you watched his boy playing the guitar, and it was like, and he just was. Wait, where's my other arm? It's out. I'll put it over here. But he was just going like it was just soft, like he was just playing, just like he was just moving on it as
Like
easy.
feathers.
Yeah, like
the legs of a centipede just moving
well,
along.
like it's exactly what happens when you put a baby on a snowboard. Have you ever seen that? You put a baby it's one of those
No.
things. It's one of those things on the internet
Oh yeah.
that they show you on the internet when you're looking at the internet. They put this baby on a snowboard, and they pushed that baby down a little hill, and they were helping, and then they just kept doing it. And then like at 2, like she was like like baby with a little snowsuit on, sliding down the hill, giggling like a little baby, but snowboarding like, Shaun White or whatever. And it was just as funny, And so that's what these kids look like. They were like, you're like, oh. But they just always sat there with their dad. And I thought, well, is it too late, I wonder, to get my kids? I can't get them to go.
Is it
like
too
that.
late for your dad to teach you how to play like Earl Scruggs?
It is too late. My dad never taught me to play the banjo like Earl Scruggs. And I don't think I'll ever recover.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know.
I feel for you, Paul. Especially this time of year, Christmas time's coming up. We think about the less fortunate, the people who can't play like Flats and Scruggs and Roy Clark,
Yeah. We ought to
Eddie
check
Van
that.
Halen.
Me do some mousing real quick. Okay.
I've been wondering how your cookie's coming along.
Well, we can't really check it.
You're checking it now.
No, I mean, I can check it, but you can't see it.
You
so
can't
it's
see
kinda
it. Well,
like-
I could see it. And it said,
Wait, where's the live thing? It's not there.
did you start recording?
I think we're live streaming. We should be on. Here we are. We got 3 concurrent viewers. This is the first we've checked. We had no idea.
I like that we don't know what's going on.
Now I'm kind of nervous. Well, no, I'm not nervous, but you all should say who you are. You all should go into the YouTube
I
and
found
type
out
into the thing.
that my wife, since she has a YouTube profile,
Yeah.
her name will come up
If
when she
she's-
comments. It
Well,
won't. It won't say like user 13579. It'll actually have her name.
Yeah, well,
If I don't know that she's listening. I'm not saying that, but if she was listening and she did comment, now, it didn't happen.
you had to give her
Then
some
her
sort
name-
of, that's what when you're doing when you're using the time delay,
Yeah.
you have to give a sign. You have to go, and they know what that means, and then you wait, and then you say voila, and then it happens.
Well,
But-
there's no sign
Oh, there, I'm doing it on the little screen.
on the little screen.
Okay, let's see if there's anything else on my notes. I was taking notes today. This is I'm kind of enjoying this nice. We haven't had
Well, the secret is that we didn't talk beforehand.
I know.
We didn't discuss anything that was show quality or show worthy
but I did.
before I got here.
If you notice, I did keep kind of pacing in and out of the room a little bit,
Yeah.
and sort of missing what you were saying and wanting to know what it was. But then I thought, no,
No, we didn't discuss anything that you would want to know about that you weren't in the room for.
good.
Yeah, I'm nice like that. But I know not to don't poke the bear. When Paul says don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I don't want to know what's going on. I thought, oh no. I've ruined Paul's day. The show is going to be horrible. And it turns out to be amazing anyway.
Anyway, okay, I think we might be. Are we a little? Okay, we're good. I know I'm messing with the. I just can't be happy with the sound. Okay, so let's see if I've got some notes. My first note says stay relaxed.
Yeah, we're relaxed.
I get uptight sometimes on my radio show.
You get nervous.
I get nervous. I have social anxiety. I'm really
Even when there's only one listen, there's 4 listeners.
I know
now,
there's
Paul.
4 listeners, but the way I'm most comfortable in social settings is by being on the radio show. Even though I'm nervous doing it, it's the best I can do.
I'll tell you that the best I've seen you in social settings is out at a yard sale, because I do see Paul at yard sales,
Well,
and
that's
how he stayed connected for so many years through the
The
dark ages.
through the use of garage sales.
Yeah, that we would run into each other at garages. But Paul
Is it just
Paul
that-
is focused at a garage sale. Paul doesn't he doesn't have time to catch up. He doesn't until the garage sale picking is done. And then he might stop and talk for a moment. He's like, I got to get on to the next garage sale.
Well, not only are you my friend, you're my competitor. When we're at garage sales.
I don't think we buy the same things for the same reasons.
Well, but sometimes we buy the same things, and I'm like,
If you get them before me, that's fine.
Well.
I don't have to have it. So if you ever see something in my hand that you want, I'll give it to you.
well, we'll see.
You can give me the quarter, and
I
I'll
will
give you the
give
item.
you the quarter. I think I just fixed something. I just turned myself up a little bit, and there I was.
You were there already.
I know, but I wasn't. I didn't sound. You
Didn't think you sounded good to yourself.
I said, is there something about? Is your microphone fuller than mine, or is it just that your voice is better than mine?
I don't
I just
know.
have a thin.
I don't move.
You don't-
If you notice, I perched.
You are perched. On
I'm leaning.
right.
I'm known as a leaner in my house.
Leaner. I'm a kind of a wiggler. I wiggle around. I run. Sometimes I hop up the steps 2 feet together, jump 4 at a time. I've been practicing running down the steps real fast, skipping 1 or 2 at a time. And like just, I can get down from the landing to the bottom like in 3 steps, and it's exhilarating.
There was this one time back at the church. We're talking about Calvary Chapel. And from the upstairs apartment, there was about 4 or 5 steps and a landing. And then from the landing, you turned a corner and you had about, 15 or 20 steps to get down to the lobby. And there was this incident that occurred where someone chopped their foot in half with a lawnmower. And everyone inside the apartment heard the ka-chunk and then the ah. So
I can see it.
I saw it. So,
I can feel his pain right now. I know who it is, and I can feel it.
well, unfortunately, and it's not a laughing matter. The man was really seriously hurt.
Yeah.
But I looked at Carrie Osborne. Carrie Osborne looked at me, and he said, "That dude." And we both ran, and I jumped down to the landing, and then turned the corner, took 1 step, and then I was in the lobby. And I was out the door. And unfortunately, the dude was laying on the ground,
Yeah.
pretty seriously hurt. But
What if he made a full recovery?
I don't know. Did he ever make a recovery?
Did you make a recovery, MC?
MC.
We know who you are, but we won't say your name because, like, if he was applying for a job or one of the things.
If his name was Jim, you'd talk about him. But if his name was MC, then you can't talk about him.
Okay, I guess that's true. Diego Maduro. So we talked a little bit. I've been sending him videos of me playing, because I was he's been playing the banjo. I know I'm making all kinds of jiggle. I'm the wiggle man tonight.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Let me quit wiggling. Okay, so we got through that. Oh, so one thing I was thinking about doing on the radio show is doing it, since I want to play bluegrass music all the time, is just have it be like when I have people come over to play music.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah. You want to play bluegrass music?
Oh, I can't play bluegrass music.
You could let-
I could.
You just got to start. You just got to start with it. You just got to sit there, and then you just play each note as you can. But also I thought about doing maybe split show. I don't know.
Well,
I thought about doing no show and just like playing music by myself and getting all these songs, becoming a bluegrass musician. I'm
Well.
really excited about it. I've just been having a lot of fun.
Well, that's what it's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
You have to have enjoyment in your life. You have to have an outlet.
But I didn't know they're just playing so fast. I can't discern it. Like I can't
When they're playing so fast, the notes all are melded together.
but I just can't. I can't discern. I can't pick out melody. I can't. I'm notorious for not knowing what the song is till they get like to the chorus. Sometimes the second chorus, and it'll be like a famous song, but I should know. I just don't recognize it. But I'm just terrible about that. And with that fast music, I've just never been able to hear it very well. But then to play it, it's like then you hear it. It's nice.
So are you learning from tablature or
No, I'm
learning
just
from videos?
Well, I'm learning from my my book. I've got.
Oh, I see. Paul has a book opened.
But hold on here.
I think he's going to go for the book.
I'll go for this other copy.
He's going to go for a second copy of the book. That's very duct taped up.
Well, this is my original copy of the book. It's the Folk Songs of North America. I've had it since I was a teenager.
It looks like a well
It was
copy.
it was a book in the home. Like it was just a book in my home. And but it's where I've learned a lot of my songs, and it's got a lot of most of the bluegrass
It's like
standards would be in
a
here.
folk hymnal.
Yeah, it was put together in the 50s, or I think so, 50s or 60s by the Lomaxes when they were going around collecting all the folk songs in North
I
America.
thought that was done in the 30s.
Some of then too, yeah. But it's got some issues, like some smell issues and stuff.
Well,
It's
it
been,
has some mold growing on it.
yeah, it's traveled and.
Well, that's okay. I got some mold growing on me too.
So I got a new copy of it this past year. I got one for Christmas or something. Somebody got me a new copy, which is nice. And so I use the new copy, and I don't use the old copy. But that's where I learned,
Some binding fell off of it.
Well, I know quite a few songs in here. I had in one of the shows where Winnie was just looking, and I knew the songs. Little Matty Groves. It's a nice.
It's a good tome.
It's not in print anymore. I can't believe they don't. That it never was like a textbook. The
folk. Well, I mean, it might have been if there's someone had a folk.
Well, they just be doing it on this, but they just don't they don't even know about it. Like the American literature people don't even know about folk literature, and there's a lot of it. It's crazy how much there is, but it's not like printed on like a one book where you read it. It's not like it just exists. Some places like have they record some of it, but this is just like a record of like like when
Well, the thing about folk music is a lot of it wasn't written down. It was just listened to and played.
It's the music of our ancestors.
Yeah.
All the way back, because they always just kept playing and just kept changing as they went, because they had nothing else to do except just sing each other little songs and play the fiddle, or one of those little harps and Witch in the
lute or
Wardrobe,
something,
with the little tumnus.
A lyre.
Well, no, it was a little like.
Well, I mean, that's just
you're just
an
saying something
antiquated,
else.
antiquated.
You're just moving
instrument.
on. Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Move on.
But the bluegrass instruments are guitar. Usually they're just the rhythm. Usually the guitar guy isn't like doing the breakdowns and stuff. I learned all this off Wikipedia today. But it all made sense. I was like, oh, so that's what's going on. And it's guitar, fiddle, banjo, mandolin, and then a big old stand-up bass.
The upright, yeah.
And you rush it. All the notes are rushed. And you just keep rushing.
The
like
time
the tempo's
keeps
rushed.
increasing.
You play the note right before it hits. Blues, you play it right after. So in blues, you're like, oh, I'm so sad. Oh, I'm so sad. But in bluegrass, you're like you just keep on it. Like that's why they're always so happy. Or they're lone and blue. I don't know what they are.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between folk, bluegrass, and country, and blues, and there's all kinds of different genres of our.
Yeah, that's true. All kinds of genres
of the same type of music. It's
I had so much material for tonight.
Well,
it's only 7:22. We can just keep going.
We can keep going.
We got lots of time. We're getting warmed up.
The thing is, we impose a time limit on us.
Oh, we only have 2 listeners.
Yeah, well, I don't listen to those people anyway.
I kind of like breathing into the microphone with my nose. Okay.
Wow, this microphone smells old. It smells like old electronics.
He's rusty. I wouldn't do that.
I smell electricity.
Well, it's just it's like a place. It's like a disease sampling site. That's been in it's been functioning for probably 40 years.
Yeah, the number of people who have spittled upon this is immense. I'm certain.
Immense. Okay.
But in most recent times, it's only been me on this microphone spitting on it.
So we were talking one time about how we have voices in our heads.
Yeah.
Like the conversations and I don't remember how much we talked about that, but did we get into do you know any of them by name?
Different voices by name?
Yeah, are they like people that you know? I mean like
when I'm talking to myself?
Yeah.
And
the other voices
and they talk back to me.
Well,
it's usually me who's talking back to me.
But
I don't know if I have other voices like.
But you don't see them. You don't think it's not like you're not imagining a conversation. You're just talking to yourself. Do you imagine conversations or do you talk to yourself?
That's a good question. I think my inner dialogue is generally just with me. I don't know that I have inner dialogue where I imagine a conversation with another person.
So when you have inner dialogue, are you actually? Is it just you monologuing? Are you actually dialoguing with yourself? Are you saying like, I think I'd like a roast beef sandwich, and you're like, oh, I don't know about that. Well, how about Is it like that, or is it like just you thinking? Is it like, I wish that guy would leave me alone? Like, what is it? You know,
I honestly don't know. If I was to, I like explaining
like
thought
what's going on
processes.
right now in your inner dialogue? Just
In
say it out
my
loud.
inner dialogue, so what I'm thinking of now is, how do I talk to myself? Do I sound like Paul's original request or statement, or do I sound like? Do I talk to myself at multiple sentences? Is it just a couple statements to myself? Am I changing my voice when I speak to myself when I return the request? I don't know. It's strange. I haven't put that much thought into it right now. But
Well, we should start thinking about
well,
it.
you tell me. How do you talk to yourself?
Well, I've thought about it a little bit, and
If you were talking to yourself and you're imagining a conversation with your daughter, do you respond in your daughter's voice to your mind?
okay. Well, let me think for a second.
Oh, you have to think about it. You're on the spot, Paul. Paul on the spot.
I know. So I brought this up as a topic, and I wasn't even prepared. So it's more like I catch stuff going on. Sometimes I actually catch, like, the words will come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Rarely. I mean, that happens sometimes. Where I'm walking around in the morning, like getting up and getting going, and then like and I'll say something, and I'm like, where'd that come from? And I'll say, and I'll be like, it'll be like a scene, and I'll feel like I just came out of it. I'll be like, whoa. But I have but I hear, it's like voices.
So you'll have been in a trance, and then you'll have woken from the trance and realized you were talking. There was a conversation going on, but you don't remember what was said.
Yeah. Well, when I was a little kid, I remember I believed that every time I blinked, hey, how are you doing over there?
Okay.
Well, you want to be here?
So, wait, yeah, also, didn't we give this to Anthony? Or did you?
I don't think we gave it to him.
Oh, I thought you told. Okay, never mind.
He was just playing with it.
Yeah.
I'm not giving away my shaker. Not my good shaker. Okay, what? You done with me? That one's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
This is the baby rattle from Guatemala.
Oh.
Okay.
What's the capital of Guatemala?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it Guatemala City?
Maybe
Guatemalopolis? Guatapolis?
I don't know a lot.
Don't know.
I mean, I know a bit, but not a lot,
Don't
Do you know what the
care.
capital of Belize is? I believe it's Belize City.
You won't believe it.
Believe it or not.
Okay. Wait, what was I saying? Where were we?
Paul, we were discussing your inner monologue and you waking up from your trance.
Oh, when I was a kid. Okay, so when
Yeah.
I was a kid, I remember pondering. I felt like I kind of believed that maybe every time I blinked my eyes, I woke up in a whole new reality with all my memories replaced.
Oh,
I was like,
that's interesting.
oh, that keeps happening. Because I feel like I've been here my whole life. Oh, it happened again. They replaced all my memories. And they did such a good job, I can't remember anything else. I kind of thought that was happening,
You thought it was happening, or you thought it'd be an interesting idea if that did happen, Twilight Zone style.
Well, I'm not sure. I wondered if it was happening.
Okay.
I remember when. I remember the whole scene. It's like, it's one of my like childhood memories that's just impressed into me.
Mm-hmm.
Is raking the leaves. Fall of
Raking the leaves and blinking, hoping you weren't going to be raking the leaves when you get done.
it would have been the fall of the leaf raking of probably 1983,
Okay.
maybe 1984. And my dad used to park his truck out on the road. It was a tan truck. I don't remember if it had a cab in the back. I don't think it did. I remember his early trucks didn't. But then once they had cabs, you always had a cab. I remember
like a camper shell?
no, like we had a camper shell.
Oh.
But this was, like a cab.
Like an extended cab.
Yeah,
Okay.
but those didn't even come out until
Oh,
the 70s. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You could buy trucks like that. They just weren't very common.
Okay.
Because Steve Shelton had one. He had a 70s model Ford that was an extended cab truck that he drove for.
Was it 4-door, 2-door?
It was only 2-door.
Yeah.
But it was an extended cab truck, and it had a place for his tools.
Yeah. I saw a 4-door truck today that wasn't any bigger than my Highlander. And it had a little baby bed about like that in the back. I'm maybe exaggerating a little bit,
Yeah.
but it looked like that.
Was it a Honda?
I think it might have been a Ford or something. You know, I don't know. I was just driving, going somewhere,
Talking to yourself.
talking to myself.
Blinking, hoping I wasn't driving anymore.
Okay, I have a lot of conversations with people. I think I'm talking to them a lot, you know, or then I'm thinking
Alive
about
or dead?
conversations. A lot of the dead ones, it's more like through feelings and stuff.
Okay.
But sometimes I don't know. You know, it's kind of like I'm doing some of this finger picking I'm doing, and part of me kind of feels like I just all I have to do is relax, and somebody else is doing it. You know.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I don't know. It's a little bit like that, but it could just be my own muscle memory. You know, from finger picking
Well, I mean,
when I
you've
was
been
younger.
playing guitar for 30 plus years. I
Yeah.
mean, it is a lot of muscle memory, but I mean, I'm sure that you have to be able to relax and not focus on it to focus on it.
Yeah, I do have in my inner dialogues. I do have I have a deep voice, a lone, somber voice. Like he's
yeah?
alone and he's somber and I don't really listen
It's
to
your
him a
Johnny
whole lot.
Cash voice.
Kind of, yeah. But he's way down in there. He's real
Oh.
deep, and you gotta. But when I was younger and used to like, when I was at Bob Jones, I remember I used to do this there. But I used to, when I would pray, when I was, you know, a young, what do you call it, a zealot in the evangelical, the fundamentalist church, I would, when I would pray, I would not let up. I would pray until I would hear something, until I would hear like I would require a response of some kind or some kind of like, and I would always get it. I would get it from that lone somber voice, that inner. That's what that
Paul.
is, way down in there. And I can get it. He's kind of got like a little gold. It looks like the temple, like the ark, kind of comes out of that. But you know, I don't know who it is. I don't know who speaks to me deep in my innermost. Who I could get to through meditation. But I don't spend that much time there. I think you would, you know. Don't listen to it that much.
I've been trying to talk to Johnny Cash for quite some time, and he's down deep inside of me. He's
Down
inside of
deep,
you
yeah.
too.
Well, would you? Yeah, you'd probably talk to Johnny Cash. If it was Johnny Cash, I'd be like, yeah, like let's talk.
Yeah. Show me how to play the guitar like Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
That's
We're
not
not even
how Johnny
calling
Cash
anybody. We're breathing. I like the breathing.
It's breathing treatment.
Um,
Still smells like electronics.
especially my youngest recordings when I'm a teenager. There's a lot of sucking into my teeth, and but a lot of the radio show you hear it all the time too. Like the early ones, it's bad. And then a lot of my early recordings, singing, like especially if was playing with a band or something, it'd be like sucking air through my teeth. It's like a tick.
Do ticks suck through their teeth?
Okay, like a that kind of tick.
Oh, like a nervous tick.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a musical tick, like an animal tick, an insectical tick.
I thought I had some better notes than this.
Well, I heard you mention we haven't even called anybody. Were you planning on calling someone?
No, I wasn't. But I had a stack somewhere. What's my stack of stuff?
A stack of stuff.
Let's just take a peek. I gotta find it.
Okay.
What did I do with it?
I don't know. I don't know where your stack of stuff is.
It's my blue envelope, my blue
Oh no.
folder, my red folder. Oh, there it is.
There are folders over here stacked up.
Yeah.
I found the stack, guys. It's behind me.
There it is.
Hooly dooly, look at that stack.
I did a little bit of picking out of my boxes, and the boxes I had handy.
The boxes he had handy, he's been picking through.
But there's
This is a stack, I tell you, that is reams worth of paper.
but it's just, but look at this. Look what I found digging through it a little bit. There it is. There's where I wrote it. There's that song everybody likes, and there's the historical
Oh,
record.
it's the Seinfeld show song.
Yeah, and there's the piece of paper.
Did you write this song with the 2-part callback?
No,
No, with that
That was-
wasn't.
This I wrote. This is here. You know, I can know it. I know all kinds of things by touching the paper I wrote on. It's one of my abilities. This I wrote in my apartment before Kristen and I were married, so I didn't have anybody to call back on it. I just was writing.
Maybe your inner Johnny Cash knew.
Maybe he knew, and
that
then
you would have your
they go back
June
and check
Carter would come back and.
Yeah, he did know. He said he just didn't tell me.
You just didn't know there, Paul.
I just didn't think you should know. That's what he said.
You knew it in your heart.
Some of this is just stuff from college.
Yeah, college. I find that kind of stuff, digging around through stuff that I shouldn't have anymore, and I don't know why I do. I do have. I mentioned this to my wife the other day. I know somewhere I have high school notes. We were watching a television show where they were passing notes, and I think the discussion was, did you do this when you were in school? I'm like, yeah, we did this when I was in school. I think I still have some. And she said, I think I burned all mine. But
I still have my notes. I found in the bottom of one of these things, I found a letter from some girl I don't remember.
Really?
And she's like, and I was like, okay. It was in school.
Yeah.
It was before the end of high school.
A
It
written
felt almost
letter.
like grade school, but it was somebody that had from a different town.
Yeah.
They were from Carmi.
Really?
And I don't know who it is. I remember, why would I be writing with a girl from Carmi?
A girl from Carmi.
Like, we're writing letters to each other.
And you don't remember
And I
at
don't
all?
remember. I kind of remember.
What was the contents of the letter about?
Well, okay, in grade school, I didn't, I'm so ADD. I didn't even really look at it. I just...
Well, you wouldn't
I was
make a
like,
very good detective,
I
but I can
know.
tell you that the contents of the letter
Is the
might
important thing.
reveal a little bit of
It was-
who the person
okay,
was or
okay.
why you might have known
I
them.
did look through it a little bit, and it was all like kid small talk.
Oh, like, hey, what are you going to do this summer?
Kinda like
this
that,
is what
yeah.
we're going to be doing. I
see-
like ice cream. What's your favorite
that kind
flavor?
Of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I
maybe
don't-
it was maybe.
Why
was
didn't
it,
I look at that? No, I
Maybe
don't
it
know.
was just maybe was a cousin? Maybe a cousin?
No.
Yeah, it was a cousin from Illinois.
It wasn't a cousin.
Paul has a lot of cousins in Illinois.
No, that's why I married an Indiana girl. Married an Indiana girl.
married an Indiana girl.
My family goes back in Edwards County,
Yeah.
back to when they first installed the Moravian church over there, pretty much, close to that. And her family goes back in Spencer County, back to like when they first and put the first outhouse in, over there. She's like a purebred Spencer County person.
Spencer County.
I'm purebred Edwards County, and I can't believe we polluted our lines and created these mongrel children we have.
I can't believe none of them
Neither
are named Edward
Edwards-
Spencer.
Yeah, Ed Spencer. That'd be a good name.
Yeah.
That's a screen.
Yeah.
That's a stage name right there. Ed Spencer.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now I forgot that there isn't a good place to. What's crazy? This is a nice format. Like this is here.
Yeah.
You can see a little bit. It's like you see the.
Don't read the lyrics.
I mean,
It's copyrighted.
It's
but
not. It isn't. I mean, it is
is
because I
now.
wrote it, but it's just some. Me and Nick Barry used to sing that together sometimes. Do a little duet. Here's some kind of political song.
Is this a My Mary?
Yeah.
She's a genius. That's why she ran out on me.
Right. That's why she did.
No one could believe us, but she was my bride to be.
Yeah, but then she ran out on me. It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Here's a good
It's
one.
ironic, isn't it? Ironic.
By Mary, she's got wisdom far beyond my scope. Her friends were all in business, and mine were just smoking dope. My Mary, she's a princess, but I ain't no prince at all. Don't ask me why she's got my pictures plastered on her wall. Mary, won't you come home? You left me most alone. I'm sober now, I've straightened up. Sweet Mary, won't you come home? That was like 19.
Yeah.
I hadn't even done anything, I was just like writing some country song, I like that.
And you
Her
did.
friends were all in business and mine were just smoking dope. I thought that was funny. Okay. Let's see. Look. Hausaufgabe.
Is this from Bob Jones?
I don't know. This is some of this. This is one of those people's. This is from high school, and she wrote a note to everybody, and that's who it is. Well, you don't know who it is,
No, I don't.
but
So
it's Rochelle Schnapf. So I think her name's Rochelle Mosley now, and she's on Facebook. But one year she wrote this thing to all of her friends. It's like a little diary entry, but she sent it to everybody. Oh, and she went through.
this is 3.5 pages front and back, handwritten.
This is like a year that a bunch of people died when we were younger too, and she's talking about all that. So I'm not like.
So it's pretty sincere.
Yeah, it's pretty sincere, and I'm not going to make dumb jokes about it and act like an idiot, like I thought about doing right before I looked in and started seeing that. So no acting like an idiot here. I mean, I'll still act like an idiot, and those people all look at me from heaven and think about how funny I am. So it's okay.
I can tell you from this note, aside from it taking a while to write, this took time to think about because
And she made copies for like.
there are 3 colors of ink on this handwritten note. This is a handwritten one, but there is black ink, then blue ink.
But she was moving.
Then a
Maybe she
different
just
blue
took
ink.
time. Maybe she wrote it in stages, like copied it, because she made like 10 copies. That's
Yeah.
precious.
That is,
Look at that. I'm gonna put this on Facebook. Should I ask her first?
you should ask her first.
But I just did this on my radio show and I didn't ask anybody anything. It's live on YouTube now. I will ask her.
I think Facebook.
I will ask you.
Facebook.
This is me asking you. May I say nothing if it's okay?
Well,
I'll ask her.
yeah.
We had a little group. I was in a group of girls in junior high. This must have been junior high. And who was it? Somebody took a bunch of Advil, I think, and went nuts and set the toilet paper on fire. Caffeine pills. They weren't taking Advil. They were taking caffeine pills. It was Advil I gave to some kid one time in junior high. I told him it was muscle relaxers. It had just come out, It's pretty good. I said, take 3. And he was like, oh, those really did good. I said, yeah. It's pretty good. Pushing drugs on people. He was worse than me. He was some. I moved.
I bet he's up to like 2 Advil a day now.
Well, but he was. I moved in these little crappy apartments for a year or so when I was on free lunches and stuff, and there was a kid that lived in the neighborhood. And they were the kids in the apartment complex were rough, like for Newburgh. I mean, they were like friends you had probably growing up.
Probably.
Here in the city.
They were yeah.
And
my kind of people.
His name was Norman, or his last. I always think his name is Larry Norman, but that's not.
That's not. It's a different
but it
person.
Could have been. But he. I'm looking the yearbook. I'd probably find him. But he. What did he say? He said, "You smoke cigarettes?" I was like, "No." He said, "Well, you will live in this neighborhood," and I did. I used to go find them and just roll them up in paper, like I get paper out of the cabinet, and then go find like cigars that somebody threw out and just bust them up and roll them up in my own little paper and smoke them. Oh, forgot my. But I was her age. That's what I would do. My dad smoked when he was 5. He used to roll his own cigarettes at 5 years old. That means that she should probably be 17 or 18 before she starts doing that.
All I want to say is Winnie has the best hair. I just love your hair.
If she ever shaved it off, would you just be devastated?
I wouldn't be devastated, but I want to compliment you on your hair. You have a great shag, and I'm growing my hair out currently, and if my hair looked like yours, I would be extremely ecstatic about it.
What about if your hair looked like mine?
I don't know so much.
I learned a new trick today. Look, it's like day greater than 1 for the ponytail, for the braid. So I put a little ponytail holder in there to help hold it together after a while. Otherwise, it's all in my face. And I'm always swallowing hair as I eat, and then I pull it back out.
Oh, I just told a story the other day about that. I remember in high school, I think it was my junior year, Rachel Dickens was sitting at the table, and she's like, hold on, guys. And she just starts pulling this hair out of her mouth. And after, it seemed like an eternity of her pulling this hair out, it was about 3 foot long. I mean, she had really long hair. And she's like, oh, I've never seen anyone swallow a hair. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's freaking me out thinking about it.
We used, when the kids were little, every now and then we'd pull hair out of one of their butts. Like that, I think that happened, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't think that would happen. Would it go all the way through?
I would bet.
It just seems like stuff like that happened. I was making that up, but it might be true.
It might be true.
Okay,
I don't
here we
know.
go.
I've never had a child, Paul. I don't know if kids have hairs coming out of their butts.
We'll see.
We'll find out. I mean, it happens with dogs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I've-
I'm trying to think if it's ever happened with me, because I'm sure I've swallowed, and they're like my hair is like 3-4 feet long or something.
Yeah, your hair is fairly long.
Yeah. Here it is.
Here is what?
Amanda
The letter from Carmi.
Thomas.
Is that person still in Carmi?
Yeah. I hope this isn't going against my marriage vows in any way. I wouldn't think. Reading a letter from another woman that wrote to me.
Let me see that letter real quick.
No,
Paul.
no.
I saw there's a PSS on there. So
I know. There's a thing that says something about a trench coat. I'm waiting for that trench coat moment. I don't remember what that. Oh! No, not that.
Oh!
But I bet I met this girl at
Church camp.
Barn Abbey. That thing in the Barnabas Mission thing in New Harmony. It's like you know how when the government does like MK Ultra stuff, they have these front organizations.
Oh, that's one of their front organizations, Barn Abbey.
It would be if any of that was real. So so we'd go there and then we'd do like rappelling and go on things, and then you'd like wake up 6 days later in another country, all covered in ants,
With a kidney missing.
with a kidney in your hand.
Someone else's kidney in your hand.
Okay. Paul, how is it in Newburgh? Hope I spelled that right. I hope she did too. She did. Guess what? Greg might have already told you this, but anyway, Jerusha has that church in Boonville. Well, there's a guy that goes there that knows Greg Nyberg. It's very conversational.
Yeah, it's very.
I'm reading it well for as strange as it is. And Greg showed him Jerusha's picture, and the guy said he knew her and went to her church and asked Greg if he wanted to go. And Greg said yes. When Jerusha saw him, it's like the Bible. This sounds like the Gospels.
This is
Carmi. Riveting.
Carmi. First
Okay.
Carmi.
So where are we? So Jerusha saw Greg.
Paul's letter from Carmi.
Greg asked, so Jerusha asked Greg to go to church, and Greg said yes. And she about died. She couldn't wait. Okay, so wait. Greg wanted to go, and Greg said yes. When Jerusha saw him, she said she about died, and she couldn't believe it was him. What a coinkadink, huh? I'm still not sure what happened. But, Greg Nyberg. That guy went to Greg Nyberg and I. Statute of limitations, may think. We were minors. Don't have to worry about statute of limitations. Okay. We, those houses that, the coal mine subsistence houses, those houses when we were, do you remember that in Newburgh? You didn't live in Newburgh. They probably didn't talk about it in Evansville, but a bunch of our houses out in Newburgh started falling
Yeah.
into the coal mines.
Yes.
And they just cracked down in. And so they just got left kind of boarded up and stuff. And Greg and I would go break into them, like out vandalizing other things. And we'd go break into those houses. And then we'd run into other people, because we'd run around all night long in South Broadview. And we'd meet other people out running around, and kids avoiding cars, and we told them about the houses, and they got totally trashed after that. Like Greg and I were just like hanging out in them, thinking it was funny, but like they just got totally wrecked. And they were, like they had real estate value, I think. I don't think it was like,
But subsidence issues.
yeah, but there was like still not nice to go in and like wreck them.
No.
Still a crime, I'm sure.
They turn into donkeys. Like on Pinocchio?
Like the boys would?
Yeah.
I hope so. Okay. She told Greg to tell you that I said hi, and if he hasn't told you, well, hi. That'd be really great if you get to be an extra in that movie. League of Their Own. There we go.
Well, that dates that.
Yeah.
Were you an extra in that movie?
But I had band camp.
Oh, I didn't go.
Oh, well, that would be really great if you get to be an extra in that movie. Those poems you sent me were really good. Oh, my. Woo. Okay, over. It says over, but there's nothing on the back side. I guess it just means over to this side.
Over.
She's like in a spiral notebook before she rips them out, and she's saying turn the page. She wrote over. On my letter you wrote some German when you were saying goodbye. So I wrote her a letter. I remember writing the German.
You look like you're blushing.
I
at
am
this point.
blushing.
Oh,
I
man.
feel like I'm about 13 years old.
Do
here.
you think that she has the letter and she's reading it to somebody on a
Do you
radio
think she's on
program
a
right
radio
now?
program? I bet she is.
Oh, blink and it will happen.
This is out of control. On my letter you wrote some German when you were saying goodbye before you signed your name. What in the world did that mean? Didn't know Google. She couldn't just,
Couldn't Google it.
type it in.
She probably didn't know any Germans to ask.
and probably did not have a German English dictionary handy.
Probably not.
Nor know how to use one. You have to know how to use it. Know where to look.
Well, I think that's just if you can.
You
know
look
how to
in
put
the
letters together. You can use a dictionary.
Okay.
You have to know how to read something.
I had no idea. I think I'm going to Evansville Friday with my mom, my older sister Nicole, the one you met. I don't remember though. My friend Tiffany, the girl in the car with my sister, my friend Jennifer, and that's about it. So there's she's referencing like the girl
Referencing
in the car with
people
my
that you-
sister that I would know. Is this to me? Yep, to Paul. It's in my possession.
Now, does that sound like when you sent her poetry? Is that something you might have done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
Would you have ended a conversation in German?
Yes.
Okay.
Ich glaube so.
Is
Yeah.
that's how you would have ended the conversation?
So I just said I believe so.
I believe so.
Okay.
How much German do you know?
I don't know so much anymore. I mean, but I think sometimes if I got hit in the head just right, I might be fluent.
I think once or twice in my life I've dreamt in complete fluent French
From high school?
from high school, and when I'm waking up, I'm like, I can't believe that actually happened.
And when you woke up, did you know what it meant?
I did
for a
but-
moment.
But you know how dreams
Yeah.
go. They just are fleeting and they just disappear.
You just access that. Okay, so let's continue here. Jennifer, don't ask me why I said all that. Yeah, we were just wondering, but we should not ask.
We can't even ask her.
We can't. Well, I don't know who to ask. I guess I could look for
Yeah,
her.
you could
But,
literally Google.
well, but I don't.
What's the last name? Johnson.
Amanda K. Thomas. I have her middle name. She wrote her social security number. Should I read it?
Yeah, read that social security number.
It's not her social security number.
Yeah, J.K.
Okay, so if I can call
LOL.
you while I'm in the mall or something, okay.
Drop
wait.
everything, go to the mall.
I thought I said make out here, but it said work out. Don't ask me why I said all that. If I can, I'll call you while I'm in the mall or something. But it may not work out. I don't know, but I'll try. Well, I better go. Wow. At the end there, it's like somebody was chasing her. She had to go so fast. Adios. Hasta la vista. Goodbye. Be seeing you. Amanda K. Thomas. Sorry it took kind of a while for me to write back. I've got another one.
That is the end of part 1.
April 23rd, 1990.
What's the date of the other one?
April 30th, 1990. We were on a regular writing schedule.
You must have wrote her back. I don't know. Is there
Just
enough?
a couple times. A couple times we wrote back and forth. So I've got these letters from Amanda Thomas. Okay. And my wife, whom I've loved my whole life.
Yeah.
How many letters of hers do I have?
How many?
0. And you know whose fault it is? It's Alan Moore's fault.
Because
He told me to throw them away. Because I had him, I was reading them to him, and I was crying, and we are just having it out, And Alan said, you got to throw those away, Paul. Like your life is ruined. So I did. I threw them away. I remember. I remember knowing when they were gone.
don't
I remember putting them in the trash.
Yeah.
I remember knowing when the trash went out.
Yeah.
And then knowing when they were gone. And just feeling a great loss.
There are certain times in your life you can look back and say, I received bad advice. And Alan Moore gave you bad advice that time.
Yeah, they were beautiful. I should have just given them back to her.
Yeah.
But then maybe that might not have gone over well with my drummer.
Yeah, that might not have gone over well with the drummer.
Okay.
You might have broken up the band.
I desperately did not want to do that. So,
Oh man.
man, it's like every page is some funny. Oh,
Well, the notes I have, I don't have any heartfelt letters from young adults in Carmi, but what I have are notes passed between friends that were coffee house kids.
at school. Oh, like
From school.
those would be.
But
Yeah.
The thing is I would get notes passed from people who were in Harrison, passed to me, who went to Wrights via people that went to Signature School. So I would get intermediate notes. There
Yeah.
would be passers, and it would be a citywide transmission.
They had a system like that at Bob Jones. They had a note system. And
Yeah.
at night, you could go down to your dorm and you could put a note for somebody, write their name on it. It had to be a girl. I mean, if you were a boy, it had to be a girl. And if you were a girl, it had to be a boy. Because they took the notes to the other side of the campus. And all the
Oh.
boys and girls were all on different sides.
So
you know?
it's kind of like on MASH when they're like, Hawkeye,
Yeah, so
Trapper
they'd-
John.
So we'd drop our notes in this box, and then they'd take it over to the girls' dorm, and they'd come out, "Ah!" you know, in their curlers and whatnot, or so I imagine.
Cold cream and curlers.
Yeah,
And,
and go through their notes, squealing like little pigs, you know, because they're so excited. And then they'd read their little notes, and we'd get our notes from our girls and be like, "Oh, they wrote. I got to read this now," you know. See how my laundry done? Is that what it says?
What?
So I found my journal. I knew people at Bob Jones who had their girlfriends doing their laundry for them at college.
That's my dad. I'll call him back.
Do you want to take it on the air? It could be something serious.
No, it's in reference to our ongoing medical stuff.
Okay. So I found my journal here. Today we
Paul's
got our
journal.
report cards. This is 3/4/87.
87.
I got 4 C's, one of them a C minus. Oh boy. Tomorrow it's nerd day at school. I have a major nerd costume planned. Find out later. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I find out anything later. Oh, it's almost time to be done. Okay. Look, I drew a little picture of myself. Nobody can see it, but I'm looking at it. I think it's funny. That's okay. You don't have to look at it. See my little picture? It's
That
pretty
looks
good.
amazingly like me.
It does. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That show just went. That was kind of fun.
Okay, Take Me Back To is a website that you can put in a date. And on March 4th, 1987, let's see here. Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister of England. Pope John Paul II was the leader of the Catholic Church. Bon Jovi was the #1 song in America.
What song though?
Oh,
Was it?
Living,
What song?
Living on a Prayer.
Living on a Prayer.
In the UK, it was Everything I Own by Boy George. Anyway, it just redirected me to another site, so I'll stop. Here we go, Paul.
Now, okay, so what we got to keep in perspective here
What
is
is
what
the
the
perspective?
tempo is supposed to be. Okay, so I'm gonna have to have somebody else keep it because I can't keep a tempo this fast. I gotta go up the hill creek. Okay, so just start clapping it. Then something. I'm gonna turn that off. Okay. I gotta get I can almost fake it a little bit at that speed, but
I was actually speeding it up.
that's crazy, isn't it?
That's
But
great.
I'll be able to. This is like 3 days.
Yeah, well,
I'm
you're
like
doing
wearing my
great,
fingers
Paul.
out.
You're doing really great.
I'm so excited about it.
It's exciting.
Okay, let's go back up to the fast. Going out Cripple Creek, have a little fun. Going out Cripple Creek, going on run. Going out Cripple Creek, see my girl.
Good
That is
job,
wild,
Paul.
isn't it?
That's
Man.
awesome. That's great.
I'm faking it.
3 days and you're getting it.
Well, I'm faking it through a lot of that.
Well.
At that speed. That
You know what I
speed. Man. I come in and I just sweat. Like after 10 minutes, I'm like sweating.
you got
and
sweat coming from you.
Yeah.
You're sweating from the brow.
I just had no idea. I've never been able to hear it. You know, I didn't know what they were doing. Now I know. That's the grand finale.
That's the grand finale. Guys,
it.
that is the end of our series.
First 12 episodes.
First 12
Oh,
episodes.
that's the end of the season.
The end of the season of the Paul Gubbins Radio Show from the Basement. Paul, I just want to thank you for involving me in the resurrection of your dream.
Well, it's been my pleasure. You are a staple. I was listening to some old shows. It's pretty funny. And the way that we
shows
treated you, I didn't quite catch on. You
I was
know?
the butt of a lot of jokes,
Yeah,
Paul.
but then there you were. You finally
But I
got
play
on.
along.
Yeah, play along. What else you gonna do? Cry alone? And
Yeah, I did.
you did.
No,
Did you cry?
I was married at the time. I was crying with someone else.
You gotta cry with someone.
Why does Paul gotta be mean to me? He hang up on me every time.
Well, look at you now.
Look at me now.
Yeah, with your-
I don't even hang up on. I hang up on people I don't get hung up on.
We have 3 concurrent viewers.
Yeah, I was told. I got a text at. Let me see what time this was. I received this text at 7:04 that they could not see you. I apologize. At 8:02 they now can. So.
Oh, because I was late or something.
No, because you were off screen.
Oh,
I addressed that issue.
You did address it.
So I addressed that.
That's good. Who was looking out for me there?
That was Sherry.
It's nice. Thank
Yeah.
you. Is she still? She's still there.
Well, I don't know if she is or not because no one posted on the comments.
Nobody cares. I mean, they all care. What is it? It's like a secret. It's a secret. It's a, what do you call that? It's your like when you like chocolate, but it makes you like have bowel issues or whatever. So what do you call
your
it?
radio program is
you
like
call it
a
your
laxative.
sinful desire. What's the thing? It's your
Guilty pleasure.
guilty pleasure.
Guilty
This is her
pleasure.
guilty pleasure because she's hiding it. She's not showing it on the chat, so she must feel guilty for watching the radio show. Why would you feel guilty for that?
I don't know.
Is this too much? Is this going to get you in trouble at Christmas?
No. This won't give
They
me
seem
trouble.
like fun people. These people you're
but
involved with
my
now.
My mother-in-law is a great person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't just say that.
I'm not saying that.
He's
for any
he's not
reason-
saying it. Wait, no. Listen,
any
he
reason-
just said he's not saying it. He's saying he's not saying she's a great person.
I have no ulterior motives for admitting that my mother-in-law is a great person. She is great. And
That's nice.
I could talk to you about how nice she is for a long time.
Wow.
Yep.
As opposed to being mean.
Yeah.
There she is. Is that her? Is this too much?
I don't know.
Oh,
We'll
wait, is
find
it
out
too
what
much?
she
See what
says.
she says. Here, we'll wait.
She says, it was an awesome show. Thanks for the holler.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's in the Golden Club or whatever, We have the tiers of audience
The
members.
tiers of audience members.
She always has a free pass
Well, yeah, she has. She hasn't paid since the first episode.
at the Carnegie. What's it called? Carnegie Hall. Carnegie Hall, at the big Carnegie Hall concert where I'm giving my political speech or something,
Yeah.
or a comedy routine, or
folk blues rendition,
or like a robot demonstration. She'll have a free pass to the green room. We'll have
that's great.
like pistachios and stuff like that.
Oh,
Olives.
that'd be great.
Yeah, different kinds of small green.
You know what?
foods.
You know what would be nice to have there? The little mints you get at a wedding, but you can only get it at a wedding when they're in the
You know where else you can get those?
with a spoon. Well, you can get them lots of places.
Like a
but
wedding store. Yeah.
That's the only place you find them, though. I mean, as you can buy them, but how many places do you find them where they're being given out freely?
We're way over time.
Who
now.
cares, Paul? It's the last episode. It's like a New Year's Eve episode. Ah!
I feel like I should play my run again, but I won't. But that was that so? But legitimately, like, did it make your soul feel kind of jumpy? Like,
Yeah, it was great.
I can do a little bit on the banjo too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn it on the fiddle, but you just got to play all the time. Like, I've neglected everything in my life, you know.
Yeah. You haven't played that song on the banjo, the fiddle, and the mandolin. So,
But I do have a mandolin.
do you think Marty Stewart will come play it for you?
I don't know if he could keep up with me. Do you think he could keep up with me?
He started playing with Flats and Scruggs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know who Marty Stewart is with his funny hair and his
That's
weird
what I'm growing
pants.
my hair out to look like.
Marty Stewart. That's nice.
I swear it's true.
His new hair, like his big hair.
His big hair.
Oh.
I want Marty Stewart hair.
That's nice.
He has the best hair in all
We
of
can do
music.
duets. We could be Marty.
I could be a Marty Stewart impersonator.
I
who
could be a
can't
Willie
play.
Nelson impersonator.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I think if something happens to Willie Nelson, would they be looking for somebody to replace him?
like a
I'm only an inch taller. I can play a little bit, you know. I can do On the Road Again a little bit. I could
Yeah.
do it for a part of a show. They needed me to step in, act like I was Willie. On the road again. On the road again. How's he do it?
don't know how
On
he
the
does.
road again.
He doesn't do it in time.
I mean, he's out of time.
He's completely out of time.
That's how-
I've been told that he's the hardest person to listen to or see in concert because you have expectations of his playing because you've heard the songs your whole life. And he's nothing like that.
Favorite concert of all time was a Willie Nelson concert. It was here at the Vandenberg Auditorium, and it was amazing. You could smell the whiskey on his breath. I was like 10 seats back, and he'd come out with a little coffee cup, and they'd give him a little drink. And you'd be like, whoa. And it'd keep him loose. It was just for his vocal cords.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
And he was, you know, that band is the same people. They've been playing with him since
The 60s.
50s. Like, they're the same guys. And about half the time, they had no idea what was going on. And he was kind of and he just was just doing whatever. And they were trying to figure it out. They'd come in out of key and like dissonant, and then it would all fall together eventually. It was just amazing because you could tell they hadn't like practiced songs. They just came out on the stage and were like playing like they were in a living room. And it was just nice. It was just fun to watch them all flounder around. I think I even wrote a song about it, you know.
Did you really?
That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot of layers of songwriting to write a song about songs that Willie wrote that people didn't know what he was singing when he wrote the song.
I don't think he. Well, it sounds like they didn't know what they were singing.
That's true, yeah. Okay, so
we'll see you in the future.
see you in the future. We'll just check back at the website, rockmessiah.com. That's the main place.
You'll see promotional videos on Facebook.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
All right. Paul in the future.
Paul in the future.
Winnie in the future.
In the future. Okay, so maybe you should you hang up on me? Like, should I be getting ready